Hey everyone, Jerry with Vinci Digital. This week we'll be talking about your web of identity and how to apply personal sources of identity to branding. I want to take a moment to just define what it is we're talking about. First, when I say personal sources of identity, and second, when I talk about brand identity. And let me just say, if you're not sure what branding is or why it matters, your brand and your business might be fucked. So first, let's talk about personal sources of identity. Whether talking about a person or a business entity, your identity doesn't just magically show up one day on your doorstep. So, oh, look what I found. Now I'm a trustworthy, dependable, insightful business consultant. Ta-da! It would be nice if it were that easy. In reality, our identity is shaped by a myriad of sources, from our own personal experiences to the experiences that others have when they interact with us or our company. In business, it's also very common for the identity of your brand to be wrapped up in the same traits, values, and characteristics as that of the leader or leaders of the organization. Truly great brands build their brand around strengths and values that matter to the people behind the organization most. Otherwise, how else are you supposed to feel passionate, motivated, inspired to show up and deliver your best? And if you're not passionate or motivated yourself, how could you expect other team members to be? So understanding your web of identity will help you understand what affects your personal and business brand, from traits such as age, gender, ethnicity, to cultural systems, societal norms, values, as well as sociological groups such as family, work, religion, peers, and more. Everything we come into contact with or that comes in contact with us influences our brand on a conscious or a subconscious level. To help illustrate the concept of personal identity and how it relates to branding, here are just a few examples of how these elements contribute to business branding. So first, let's look at Steve Jobs and Apple. So his personal traits and values shaped most of his professional pursuits. And while he was a genius in his own right, he was also a dropout, but didn't let that impact his quirky stubbornness for perfectionism or his emphasis on the importance of education. He was also heavily influenced by strong ties to his family, and his religious beliefs in Zen Buddhism inspired him to think outside the box. So these personal traits helped him create some revolutionary business concepts and push the limits of technology as we know it today. Second, let's look at Whitney Wolf and her brand Bumble. And anyone who's dipped their toe into online dating has probably heard of or tried Bumble. Whitney was determined to differentiate herself in a mostly male-dominated market by empowering women. Through the Bumble app, women take the lead and foster healthier, more rewarding connections and conversations between members. Her believes that your environment can cultivate empowerment, which is not only evident in her persona, but also in the success and infrastructure and functionality of Bumble. There are a variety of unique factors that drive leaders behind exceptional brands, and how these leaders use their personal identity to drive culture and values that matter across the entire organization. So if you're interested in learning more about the web of identity and how to apply these personal sources of identity to your branding, make sure to check out our latest article, which drops tomorrow on the Vinci blog. And remember that we define a brand as the set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that, when taken together, account for a consumer's decision to choose one product or service over another. So a brand is not just an intangible concept that you can promote. A brand should be developed in such a way that prospective customers can make their purchasing decision based on what a brand is, what it stands for, and how it shows up in the world. So if you're not sure how your brand stacks up or what you might be missing to truly set your brand apart, send me a message or leave a comment below this post. I'd be happy to dig into your brand and your marketing and see what we can do to make an impactful change for your organization. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everyone. I'll chat with you again soon.